who is Biden's Supreme Court nominee Ketanji Brown Jackson. On Friday, President Joe Biden announced Judge Ketanji Brown Jackson to replace retiring Supreme Court Justice Stephen Breyer.
That's why I'm excited to nominate one of the nation's brightest legal minds, Judge Ketanji Brown Jackson.
Jackson currently sits on the U.S. Court of Appeals for the D.C. Circuit. She previously served on the U.S. District Court for D.C., and President Obama appointed her to the U.S. Sentencing Commission, where she served as vice chair. Before that, Jackson was an assistant federal public defender. She was also a law clerk for Justice Breyer, First Circuit Court of Appeals Judge Bruce Selya, and U.S. District Court for the District of Massachusetts Judge Patty Saris. The nominee received her bachelor's degree from Harvard and her Juris Doctorate from Harvard Law. Jackson's ties to the progressive movement. Jackson has made a name for herself in the progressive movement. In 2008, she served as a poll monitor for Barack Obama's campaign and Lawyers for Change. When Justice Antonin Scalia passed away, President Obama considered nominating Jackson for the vacancy. The SCOTUS nominee has also been a 7-time speaker for the American Constitution Society, a progressive legal organization. Although she has never argued legal cases before the Supreme Court, she has filed amicus briefs on behalf of numerous organizations, including the National Association of Criminal Defense Lawyers, the National Association of Federal Defenders, the Constitution Project, and the Rutherford Institute. Want to stay up to date with the latest news for conservatives? Be sure to subscribe to Conservative Direct. Separation of powers and unions. Jackson stomped on President Donald Trump's presidential immunity in 2019. She ruled White House counsel Don McGahn was required to testify before the House Judiciary Committee on the Russia collusion hoax. Presidents are not kings. This means that they do not have subjects, bound by loyalty or blood, whose destiny they are entitled to control. She wrote at the time, "Rather, in this land of liberty, it is indisputable that employees of the White House work for the people of the United States, and that they take an oath to protect and defend the Constitution of the United States." In 2018, she sided with the American Federation of Government Employees and the AFL-CIO in a labor dispute, even though she acknowledged President Trump had a right to issue executive orders relating to federal labor management relations. She ruled the unions have a right to collective bargaining. Not surprisingly, AFL-CIO supports Jackson's nomination. Sanctity of life and free speech. Jackson is an abortion extremist with support from the Center for Reproductive Rights, Planned Parenthood, National Organization for Women, National Abortion Rights Action League. But Jackson's ties to the abortion industry aren't new. In 2001, she penned an amicus brief for the National Abortion Rights Action League in McGuire v. Riley. She argued in support of a law that prevented pro-lifers from protesting outside Planned Parenthood, a clear violation of religious liberty and freedom of speech. Anti-free speech groups, including the American Civil Liberties Union and the National Association for the Advancement of Colored People. Stay up to date with news and commentary from the #1 conservative YouTube channel. Subscribe now to Conservative Direct. The Second Amendment. According to the Washington Post, Jackson is likely to vote alongside the court's liberal anti-gun justices. Of course, Evertown for Gun Safety and Giffords came forward to show their support for her nomination. Partisan loyalties. In addition to Jackson's close ties to the progressive movement and President Obama, the Supreme Court nominee is likely to do the bidding of the Biden administration. Earlier this year, she was part of the 3 judges on the D.C. Court District panel that ordered the National Archives to hand over Trump administration records relating to January 6 to the House Intelligence Committee. Jackson signed onto another judge's opinion stating President Trump provided no basis for this court to override President Biden's judgment, and the agreement and accommodations worked out between the political branches over these documents. Will Jackson be confirmed? When confirmed to the D.C. Circuit last year, she received support from 100% of Democrats and a few Republicans, including Senators Susan Collins, Lindsey Graham, and Lisa Murkowski. It's unclear whether or not the Republican senators will support Jackson's nomination this time around, although Graham briefly shared a statement on the pick. Want to know what's happening with the Supreme Court? We have you covered. Subscribe now to Conservative Direct.